Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with books and tuxedos, and welcome to another vlog. This is going to be my Fullmoon Readathon vlog. If you're unfamiliar with the Fullmoon Readathon, it is Readathon, obviously hosted by Jan from Jan Agaton. I'll put her channel here. So this readathon is super fun. Every year she creates like 4 different characters, and then each character has different prompts as well. I also have, I think I bought this like a couple of years ago, but repping the merch. Jen has great merch. You should also check out her merch because it goes hard. So starting off with the Mothman is the first like character, and the prompts for that are to read a book with foiling on the cover or the edges, read 100 pages a day, and then post a photo with black and red. So for the Mothman, I'm trying to do like 1 book for each character, and then the other like 1 or 2 prompts are usually like activities, which makes it a lot easier to participate in this readathon as well. And there's also like opportunities to overlap things on the different characters. But for the Mothman, the first book I am starting is going to be The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is a series. Actually, the 3rd book in the series just recently is coming out, and it's on the way to me in my aardvark box. So I was like, I really need to start the first book because I'm about to own all 3 books in the series and not have started the first one. As you can see, this has really beautiful like foiled cover, whatever you call this. So I will tell you more about this and my thoughts so far shortly. Just want to tell you about the other creatures, characters, whatever we have. So another one is The Jersey Devil. So for this one, you have to read a book that's set in the US, read a book that involves sports, and then watch something spooky. So for this prompt, I am going to plan to read How to Juggle Ballads and Blades by Jess Galaxy. I actually bought this at what was it called? Like Queer Book Fest or something. So this is a book by an indie author. It takes place at a Renaissance fair and is a romance. I think it's a sapphic romance. So sounded fun. This is not, it's a little stretching the based in the US prompt, but it's very much like based on Renaissance fairs that are in the US. So I'm counting it. And then for the sports too, I mean, they're in like I believe they're in like a juggling jester. There's physical activity happening in their show, so I'm counting it as a sport. And then the next one is going to be for the Kraken. So for this character, you have to read a book that has a mystery involved in it, and then has water on the cover is the second like book prompt, and then to finish it off, it's hydrate and finish a bottle of water, which should be easy because I should be drinking water every day. So for this one, I'm going to combine the mystery and water on the cover prompt to read Whale Fall. I am also doing this month a whale themed vlog, so my full thoughts on this are going to likely be in that whale vlog, but I will tell you like briefly kind of like thoughts in this vlog as well, just because I plan to read this for that prompt. I've heard nothing but good things about this, so I'm really excited to get to it. I'm assuming there is like a mystery because he gets like stuck in the whale. I think that's what happens in this. If I start this and there is like not a mystery element, we could probably overlap mystery with the first book as well, because that definitely has like detectives and they're solving like a murder, so that's for sure mystery if this doesn't count. And the last character is to read a book with winter vibes for the Yeti, and also read a book that has 200 to 400 pages, and then have a cold treat. So I am very excited to get like some ice cream or something to finish that one. But for the book I plan to read, I have it on hold at the library, and I hope it comes in time to read it this week. Otherwise, I'll see if it's like on Kindle or something. But I found this book, The White Road by Sarah Lotz. It's like a survival story of like hikers going up Mount Everest, and I don't know if there is a Yeti in it. Hopefully there's some sort of like creature or something. I do think that it's like horror with some fantasy elements. I could be completely wrong, guys. I'll let you know when I get the book so I can tell you more about what it is actually about. For now, I did want to tell you about what I started. So I did start the first book for this, so The Tainted Cup. I am currently, I'm 140 pages into this, and I am really liking it so far. So basically, how this kind of like kicks off is, an officer, like, in this world, like a high-ranking officer is killed, and then Din, one of the main characters, who is a detective's assistant, is like sent to investigate the murder. And then Din also has magical powers, so they call him an engraver, which basically just means like he has a perfect memory and he like can't forget anything. Like basically he reads something or he sees something and he can tell you like in the exact detail as if he was there, pretty much, is his like power. So and then he reports to Anna, who is this like quirky detective, and then Din's superior. So Anna's like the main detective, and then Din's like the assistant. She's such a funny character. I don't know, I really like their kind of like banter back and forth, whatever relationship. This is very much like a Sherlock Holmes retelling, but like adding magic. There's also like a lot of interesting things just revealed about the world, and they keep talking about the wet season in this world, so that seems to be connected to what's happening with this murder and other things, like bad things happening that they're kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Investigating. I'm tired. So they're investigating these crimes and like trying to uncover what's going on in this world. So I will let you know more about this once I get farther along in it. Another thing that's interesting with kind of like the relationship they have, so Anna, the main detective, is like insisting on being blindfolded for some reason. So then Din has to like be her like eyes and ears everywhere, which is, it's just such a funny thing. But I will also say I started the like tandem reading with the audiobook at first, and every single time like Din is talking to Anna, he's always saying like ma'am, like in a like a respectful way, but the audiobook narrator sounds like he's saying mom every single time, and I was like, why is he calling her mom? And then I opened the book and I was like, oh, it's ma'am. But the accent of the narrator really sounds like he's saying mom. So just a note, if you only listen to this audibly, that it's not his mom. It's not his mom at all. So that's my update on this. Hopefully I make quite a bit of progress today. Today it's actually Saturday, so we are going to go to the gym, and then actually related but unrelated to this readathon, Jan does unmuted and unhinged like reading sprints on her Patreon where we read like an extreme horror book and they like live react to it together. So I guess if I'm gonna put that anywhere, I'll include it in this vlog. Hopefully the one we're gonna read is going to be better. We've had quite a few flops, but I am hopeful that today's book is going to be amazing. We'll see. So, and then other than that, today Angelo has to do some family things, but I am going to try to go to the mall, hit a bookshop, try to go like read at a coffee shop. I'm excited to kind of just like get out of the house a little bit. Angelo saying hello.
I heard my name.
So I'm going to try to get out of the house and read. I have been a little bit stuck in playing a lot of Pokopia. If you don't know about Pokemon Pokopia, it's a great time, but it will drain all of your time, and you will just be so invested in playing that damn game. So I need to get myself in like a different environment to read and get off the Switch. So that's the plan for today. And then also going to do some like Jan-esque things by going book shopping and visiting a coffee shop. So Jan, if you're watching, I'm buying a book in your honor because you always encourage me to buy more books. So thank you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for where I'm at right now. I'll update you when I get farther in the Tainted Cup or when I start something else. I do want to try to like read one book at a time for this, but that may or may not happen. I'll let you know. Goodbye. Hi, I have some updates. So I did end up finishing the Tainted Cup. I really like this. It's very just kind of like whodunit mystery within a fantasy world. I really liked the characters. I liked the mystery element of it, and it definitely has like the fantasy world has some vibes similar to like Attack on Titan. So if you like that story, I think that this could also work for you. I'll definitely continue in this series. I don't really have too much more to say about this. It was just fun. I mean, it was pretty fast paced, you know. It was a little bit I'd say it's very fast paced like the second half. There is a little bit in the middle where it's kind of like just them, you know, obviously uncovering more things, that it felt like a little bit slower, but overall it was fun. It didn't feel as long as it was. I mean, this is like 400 something pages. I did tandem read with the audiobook, which I think did help kind of get through things as well, but I do recommend the audiobook. I thought the narrator was really good. The only thing that threw me out of it, like I said before, is just every single time they say ma'am, making it sound like mom, but it's just like the accent and the way they speak. So, yeah, this was good. And then that fulfilled the foiling challenge prompt, whatever. And then this would also work for the involves a mystery prompt for one of the other characters if I don't end up finishing one of the other books. So we could potentially double up. And then other than that, I also finished the extreme horror book unrelated to this that we were reading for the Unmuted Unhinged Spins with Jan's Patreon. So we ended up reading Butchered by Matthew Clark. So it's basically about the like online community on the dark web where people like kidnap and torture people, and like this guy with the pig mask thing is basically like live streaming him torturing people and putting it on the internet. So it's from the perspective of one of the main perspective is a guy that like stumbles onto the farm with his friend and then gets himself in a situation, and we just follow the whole ordeal from his perspective. And then we also get a perspective of one of the bad guys too. So it's not terribly written. It's like 98 pages or something. I think it's set on Goodreads, which I think it felt a little bit shorter than that. Sometimes like the Kindle to Goodreads page count is off, but anyways, it wasn't terrible. I think I would give it 3.5 stars, round up to 4. I mean, for what it is. I haven't read anything else from this author, but if you are within this niche of extreme horror, whatever, and you've read his other work, if you recommend any of those, yeah, that was what it was. But let me show you what I got from the mall. So I did end up picking up Frankenstein from Junji Ito. This is a manga, not retelling, but the manga version of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I have read Frankenstein, but it's been like a few years, so I definitely want to do a reread of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and then read this after, hopefully this fall. And then I also got this book, Hollow by Selena Myers. I found this on like one of the discount tables, and it intrigued me because it's basically another vampire story. It kind of gave vibes of like Twilight Vampire Diaries, and it's actually blurbed by the author of the Vampire Diaries, and I was like, oh, like a short little, that sounds fun. But then I was looking it up, so I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi at the mall. Side note, I switched to a flip phone, so I'm having a whole experience of navigating life without the internet in my pocket at all times. So one of those experiences is going to the bookstore without looking up the books like on Goodreads before I buy them. And then when I got home, I looked this up, and apparently there's like some drama, tea, whatever happening with this author, because on Goodreads people are talking about in the reviews about like reviews are a space for readers, the author shouldn't be here, whatever, like implying that this author was commenting on reviews or like giving herself reviews or something happened. I don't have the full story, and I honestly did not look farther into it. Whenever I do end up reading it, if I find out whatever is going on with this author, I'll let you guys know. I mean, if it comes out that she's like super problematic or something, I'll also put something here if I further research that. But it says she's a TikTok sensation. Selena Myers. I don't think I've ever heard of this woman. Maybe I should have, but I mean, hopefully the book will be good. I don't know. At least it was half price, so I just wanted to give that context of things I found out after I bought this. But if anyone has read this, I mean, let me know if it's good. And then also, not a book, but I did go to Hot Topic actually, and I got this purse. I'm like, it's so cute, and I think it's gonna be perfect because it's pretty big inside. So like, you could definitely, let me show you. I bought it with the intention of I could fit a book in here. So, oh yeah, I mean, you could probably fit like 2 books in here. So I am very excited to carry this around this fall. I mean, it's August, but maybe starting now, you know, who cares, whatever. So that's what I got from the mall. It was fun to kind of be at a mall again. The one by me is sometimes like kind of dead. This one was like super crowded. But it's just something I haven't done in a while, so that was kind of cool. And then I put a little bit of footage before of that coffee shop I went to. It had really cool vibes in there, but like there were so many people in there, and there was like this family with like 4 kids, so it was kind of not the vibes for like sitting and reading, but it was what it was. The drink I got was good, so that was cool. So for the rest of this week, it is currently, oh my god, I was like, what day is it? It's Monday. So the readathon ends on Thursday, and I have read 1 book towards prompts for this. So we are going to try to power through 3 books in 4 days. That might not happen. I'm going to see if I can, like, double up on some things. So, yeah. I'll talk to you when I pick up something else. Hi, so I have some updates. So after finishing the Tainted Cup, I did move on to the next character prompts, whatever, for the Jersey Devil and then the Kraken. So originally I was going to try to do ballads and blades for the Jersey Devil for like the set in the US and the sports prompt, but I only made like a chapter. I read the first chapter of this and like it's okay. It just didn't super hook me off that first chapter, which I need to give it more. I'm gonna go back to this. I think I just was not in a super romance mood, so started this, gonna go back to it, but I did end up reading Whalefall, and this one is also set off of the coast of California, so it is set in the US, and it definitely has sports because he's like a deep sea diver or whatever, and then it also has water on the cover, given that they are under the ocean. So this also fulfills the prompt for the Kraken, and then Tainted Cup. I was like, I just said the name of that book, and I was like second guessing myself of what that book was called. The Tainted Cup definitely counts for the mystery prompt anyways, so I'm just gonna like double triple up on those instead of like trying to rush to finish Ballads and Blades. But I did finish another book, is the good news. I really liked this. I am going to have my full kind of thoughts on this in my whale vlog, where I'm reading books involving whales, which should be coming out soon after this. I have a few more books I am getting to for that, but definitely stay tuned to check out that vlog for my full thoughts on Whalefall. And then after finishing that, I was like, okay, what other prompts do we need to get through? So I did complete the post the picture with black and red. So I did that the other day. And then watched something spooky. Last night I actually watched the movie Tusk for the first time. So if you don't know about Tusk, it is an A24 movie, and I really think that's all you should go into it really knowing. It's definitely under that kind of weird movie category. It's classified as a horror comedy, which it is. I mean, there's definitely some like disturbing stuff. I had not seen this one before. I mean, I've seen some other A24 movies, so I kind of knew the vibe I was getting into. But I did like this. I don't know if like is the best word to use for Tusk, but if I had to rate it, I would rate it like 4 out of 5. Like, I had a time, I guess I'll say. But, yeah, I think this is kind of really just one that's probably best to kind of go in blind. But it's based on these 2 podcast bros, basically. And they discover this story of a kid that cut off his leg with a katana, and then one of the podcast bros is like, I'm gonna go visit this kid and like interview him for the podcast or whatever. And then things just take a turn from there, and he's in Canada and on a adventure, and he meets this interesting man, and then things go from there. Yeah, I guess that's all I'm gonna say about Tusk, but if you have seen it, you know. If you haven't seen it, I check it out, I guess. I don't remember when that came out. I think it was like 2014, 2016. Like, this movie's been around for a while, but anyways, I completed the prompt of reading something spooky, so did that. And then finishing a bottle of water I have done, and reading 100 pages in a day I did most days of this readathon, so we're good with that. So the only ones that I still need to do are the Yeti prompts. So for the book with winter vibes, that's 200 to 400 pages, my library loan did finally come in for the White Road, so I did start this today. I should say today is Thursday, so it is the official last day of the readathon. If I need to go into Friday just to complete some prompts and see if I can get a bonus book in, we will just keep on going until I finish things, because I do want to say I finished it, and not have only read 2 books. So I did start this today. I'm like right around 60, I'm on page 69. So this is really good so far. It is multiple point of views, perspectives in this. So it is about what I thought it was going to be about, as far as like a survival type story. So we start out following Simon, who I think is going to be the main character with us throughout the story, but I just got to the point of view where it's like a perspective switch. So we'll see. I'm just trying to skim the synopsis to see what this says. 1 second. Okay, so basically this guy Simon is trying to get people onto his website where he posts about like adventure stuff or whatever. So he has this idea to go to this cave that is supposedly like off limits, that people aren't supposed to go cave hiking or whatever in. So he hires this guide to take him into this cave, goes into this cave with this man, and this book follows him in the first part, like, going through it in this cave, so it's very much like a survivalist type thing. And then after that experience, he decides to kind of capitalize on his struggles from what he, like, filmed in that adventure, and is like, oh, let's go big, I should go conquer Everest. So that is where the story is now going. But right now it did switch perspectives to another character. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her name, Juliet. And Juliet is kind of like the person leading an exhibition thing happening at Everest. So we're getting like her backstory, and that's really interesting too. I'm really liking the writing in this. I guess I'm just on like a survivalist thriller type of reading kick or something now, but I'm having a good time with this for sure. I'm interested to see what direction it's going to go in. There's been like, I don't know if it's hinting at it or I'm just reading into it and wanting it to be paranormal. Like, if a Yeti shows up, that would be so perfect for purposes of this readathon, right? But it doesn't say anything in like the blurb about it being paranormal, so it might just be a survival hiking thing, which is okay too, but I guess I'll let you know, because I feel like they would say that, right, if it has that element in there. It does seem well, like, researched. I mean, based on my knowledge of what it takes to climb Everest, which is super limited, so it's interesting to hear about that, because it's something that I haven't really looked into. I have really no interest in in going to Everest. For a while, I was like thinking about trying to go to all like the natural wonders of the world or whatever. And I don't know if Everest is on there or it used to be or whatever, but I was like, it's way too cold. I'm never even just like going there to see it, let alone climb it. Like, it's kind of a crazy idea that people do. Not to say that it's not impressive, but it's a choice for sure. So I will let you know when I get farther along in this. I also had not heard of this author before, Sarah Lotz, and I was looking up her like bio thing. It says that she's resides in Cape Town, South Africa, so I didn't know, maybe that's why I hadn't heard of her, just because it's not a US author, but I'm glad that I ended up discovering this just from like trying to search for winter books and trying something new. So the only other thing I need to do is have a cold treat, and I do have some ice creams that I really want to eat, but I did just get back from the dentist and my mouth is still kind of half numb, so when that wears off, I'm really looking forward to eating this ice cream. So that's going to be the plan for the rest of today. And yeah, I'll let you know when I finish something. Hello, Fullmoon Readathon vlog, and I am back with more cool Jan merch, so definitely check out the merch. I finished my last book of the readathon, so I did finish The White Road. This was really good, and I'm really glad that I ended up looking into this for this readathon specifically. It is kind of weird reading like a wintry book in the middle of summer, but this was still, I was gonna say fun, but it's really not fun. Like, it's kind of depressing. This man is really going through it this entire book. But if you like survivalist type stories and like representation of like PTSD and mental health things, I think this is definitely a really good read. It is fast paced throughout, and there is like a dual timeline. I don't want to tell you too much to like spoil anything in there, but we do follow perspective of someone from the past and then the main character now. So that was just an interesting kind of back and forth with that. I will tell you that I know I was like speculating if there were going to be some not fantasy but like supernatural type elements in this, and there's not. There is like people like going through it and like hallucinating, that's a thing, but there is in fact not a Yeti in here, so I will put that out there just because I was wondering if it was going to go in that direction. I don't think that's a spoiler because it doesn't hint to being that way in the synopsis at all. I was just reading into things, but overall I would rank this 4 stars. I think I would definitely check out more of Sarah Lotz's work as well, because this was definitely a really fun read for me. And then in honor of Jan and how she does her vlogs, I thought I would give you a fun fact about Mount Everest, because that's where this is set. And specifically, well, this isn't going to be that fun. This is going to be a depressing fact, guys. I'm sorry. But the book specifically has to do with, like, you know, people going through it and dying on Mount Everest trying to reach the summit. So I thought I would tell you some facts about that. So it says that at least 346 people have died on Mount Everest. The official record keeping began in 1922. So it says that roughly 200 of those bodies remain on the mountain, largely frozen in the treacherous high altitude death zone above 8,000 meters. So that's just sad. And the hard thing is too, like, it's even mentioned in the fictional book, like, these families don't get to get their loved one's body back. They're just stuck on the mountain forever, and that's kind of grim. So sorry to leave you on such a sad note, but it was really interesting to just kind of learn more about climbing and like the elements of what all goes into that. It sounds like a terrible time, and I would never do it, but it was a educational experience to read about, and I think I learned more about something that I probably wouldn't have otherwise picked up a book about. So Overall, this was a pretty successful readathon. I did finish 3 books, so that was great. Overall, these were actually all great because everything was, yeah, I ranked everything a 4 stars, so definitely have some new authors. Actually, these were all new to me authors that I'll read more from, so excited for that. I love this readathon every year. Thank you, Jan, for hosting it. It's just so fun to have all these little different characters and prompts to follow and like kind of get yourself to think out of the box. I definitely picked up books that I've been putting off because of this, and then books I've never heard of. So that was a very successful week, and I will see you in another vlog really soon. Bye.